Hello, friends that come in peace. The Eric Zane Show podcast is now show number 1,690. That's right, 1,690 begins now. On the 10-year anniversary of my firing from Free Beer and Hot Wings show at WGRD. Yes, it was 10 years ago to this day that all went down. Wow. I cannot believe it has been that long. That is absolutely fantastic. And shortly thereafter, I wound up at WBBL 60 days after that firing. And then that went on for a little over 2 years. Wait a minute. I don't know. 2.5 years. And then I've been here ever since. I have been here ever since. But, yeah. So there you go. Fireversary today is another one. This is Fireversary season. When we look back on all those high point moments where the shit hit the fan. And then this is a perfect example of this too shall pass. All these things pass. If I could go over and do it again, I wish I would have been really upset when I got fired from BBL and not as upset when I got fired from GRD. Piano Finger Banger says, what? Wait, Fireversary for which job? Well, I said it, GRD. So this was the day 10 years ago that I got fired from Free Beer and Hot Wings show. I made that horrible comment on the air. That racially charged comment that I said that Joel at the Deltaplex wore dungarees pants. And then that was the straw that broke the camel's back. What a horrific thing to say about someone. Honestly, he wasn't even that pissed. I'm of the opinion that the radio station and Greg and Chris didn't really like me. And they said, hey, this is a great opportunity to get him the fuck out of here. And but suspend him first. Suspend him for a week first and make him suffer. All right? And take his money, take a week of his money, and then fire him, because that's what happened. So that unfolded, then boom, I'm out. And again, I should not have been that upset with that. I had a massively golden parachute. The parachute was so golden that I turned down the nearly $50,000 from GRD. RTR 8383 is here. Subscribed, and we appreciate you. And I guess you're your very first live watch. So this might be something that you experience. You listen to the audio podcast later on, but this is the first time that you've seen it as it happens live. It's not going to be much different than what you normally listen to. Because honestly, when I get done with this show, I just take the audio and just post it. There's nothing. It's perfect. It's absurdly perfect. So welcome, though. I'm glad you're here, getting it live as we speak. Yesterday on the show, before I get to that, Mike in Vermont says, I actually still remember where I was when I found out. I was absolutely floored. Now, today isn't the day that it went public. This was the day that I went into work and they said, sorry, you're out. There would be 3 days to pass, the 13th, 14th, and 15th of February, before it actually happened. And then on the 16th, Tuesday the 16th, that's when the announcement was made. I might have that announcement Ben Glaze had sent me that not long ago. That might be something to delve into here. Let's see, Deltaplex segment. Okay, I thought I had it, but I don't think I do. I do, but I don't. Does that make sense? It's somewhere here. Anyway, no Big Fraud show this week with Ben Glaze and myself. My apologies for that. Today's a remarkably busy day with O'Neill having another gigantic visit to the cancer doc, which, with that information being out there, that O'Neill is off to visit his cancer specialist, his oncologist, that our pal Mike Pellerito, Stalkerito, is probably going to make another post that says something horrible, hoping for O'Neill's demise, which is what he did leading up to the actual demise of Benny the One-Eyed Wonder Dog. Now, that to me is, oh my God, so over and beyond and out of bounds. But that's okay, because we are really, really loving the fact that our pal Pellerito is taking his talents and skills of warbling out shitty songs in front of a video camera on the Bob's Barn YouTube channel. Not lying. The world-famous Stalkerito learned how to play guitar. And when I say learned how to play guitar, I mean he owns a guitar. He takes his carabiner loaded with keys, puts it onto his belt loops of his dungarees, and his latest hobby is to make an asshole out of himself in front of all these old hillbillies in Lake Odessa, Michigan, which is about an hour away from here. And it's so fucking unbelievably bad. This is now the third day that we have gone to the well of Pellerito's singing. And yesterday we parked on his playing of that Blues Traveler song. And when John Popper does it, there's a lot of moments in the actual song where he speaks very, very fast, but it's precise and it's on point. And you have to almost read the lyrics to figure out what he's saying, but it's there. All right, it's there. Rebecca says, are we sure he owns the actual guitar? It could have come off of the wall at Bob's. I guess I'm not 100% sure. But what I have done here is I have gone ahead and compiled the 5 best moments from Pellerito's singing where he's attempting to warble out portions of the song only to sound like he's not speaking or singing a language, like he's singing a different language or massively intoxicated. Alan says best. No, when I say best, I mean the most awe-inspiring, dumbfounded clips of what is going on here. Here is moment number 1. Okay, I'm not sure. I think he said, I actually wrote this down. I think he said, suck it in, rid it. Suck it in, rid it. Suck it in, riddle, rid, tit, tit. Clip number 2.
Nobody's killing me.
Not sure what that was.
Nobody's killing me.
Don't yell me.
Nobody's killing me.
Don't yell me.
Nobody's killing me. Nobody's killing me. Nobody's precisa que me.
Clip 3. Okay, those aren't words. How about this one? Something titties. I didn't realize he's working blue. Titties.
Não precisa que me. Não precisa que me.
And then finally, this one here.
Perhaps. Perhaps.
I put these all together to make one 7-second clip of Stalkerito gibberish. Tyler writes, I see what's happening here. He's joined a group of stroke-surviving musicians and is faking so he can fit in.
Não precisa que me. Perhaps.
Free beer's titties bring to pass.
Perhaps.
All right. Okay, so there you go. Wow. That is a lot to process there. Nick in the arena says, I would rather have a sex tape leak than this performance get out there. Man Bun Chris says, yeah, but it would be a Temu sex tape. Mike C says, anybody else have a look on their face like they just got a whiff of shit? Rebecca says he sounds like the middle school boy who was trying to impress a girl by playing the guitar he picked up for the first time yesterday. Jason Terry is here. I saw you driving the old folks bus. By the way, thank you for the nice comment. He sent me a comment, wishing us well after the passing of Benny. So Benny went to the Rainbow Bridge, and I'm driving back to my house, and I'm going down Baldwin, and I see this van with the name of the old folks home on the side pulling out of like Speedway. I go, I bet you that's fucking Terry. And then I look, and all I see is your mange beard. I go, oh, there he is. But I was like weeping at the time. And then you sent a text shortly thereafter. Maybe you saw me. I don't know. All right, so that is, God. Man Bun Chris says, suck it in, something, titty. Starman says you could easily make a song from all these clips. Becca Shea is here. She wrote, what the hell is going on? Tyler says, okay, I already read that one. I'm sorry. Kyler is here. Kyler Wells. He writes, ironic, I show up and this is the line. Kyler, long-time friend. He goes way back. And we just talked about Kyler yesterday on the show about where Kyler has been. And I don't know if the word got out or what, but ask and you shall receive. J-Dog Sparky, that would be Terry, says, I see Kyler all summer. You do? He drinks a bunch at the Whitecaps. Oh, he loves a drink. There's no question. J-Dog says, I work at the Whitecaps in the summer. Oh, that is awesome. By the way, they are a new sponsor. For the first time ever, I just added them. I had been courting them for some time. And it's not totally official, but I'm pretty sure it's official. And what that means is, of course, I'll be marketing the Whitecaps on here for you to go see baseball games. We'll be going to baseball games together. We'll do like a get-together. And I have season tickets to give away to every single Whitecaps home game. And I will be giving them away in various ways on either on the show or social media, but they're awesome over there. But that's right. My show's the same size as the Boomer Bunker. I cannot believe that he actually had the nerve to say that we have the same size audience. It's like, you idiot. Do you realize I'm not, okay. This is going to sound like I'm patting myself on the back. But I've been doing this for 7 years now. And I'm averaging income from the podcast of about $115,000 a year. That means after this year, we'll be knocking on the door. Hold on, I'm fucking this up. 115 of $1 million earned from nothing. $920,000 from just this voice going out to the world. No overhead, no sharing it with anybody. No, it's just me, you, and the sponsors. And the beauty of it is, it came from nothing. Am I getting rich from the podcast? No, but that's a pretty good way to go. Sitting at home with your dogs and making money like this. I am really proud of me. I am so goddamn proud of me. Now, that's not counting money made from all the sports broadcasting and Pooh Bear's job. All right? How do you think I am able to afford the fraud bus and the vet bills? And that's all I pay. Fraud bus, vet bills. That is all. And that's what Chris says. Yeah, no sharing the money as Big Vet laughs. And what's interesting is I saw this on my subreddit. One of you went over there and said, Zane going on financial audit. I don't know who, _competition 589 is. That might be Man Bun Chris, but I'm not 100%. Writes, I don't know if anyone on here is aware of Caleb Hammer, but I think Zane would be great on it. This guy has a top 10 YouTube channel and was originally from the West Michigan area. I wouldn't doubt that he's listened to Zane when he was known. Jesus. Obviously, with Zane's dumb financial decisions and getting scammed with vet bills, I think it's a win-win. Zane would also get paid to do the interview, $1,500. Might pay for half a vet bill. Chris Perry in Buffalo says, oh, God, no, no, no. Light erotic frisking writes, do it, Zane. I wrote, LOL, I am not getting scammed with vet bills. Dude follows up with, that's what my 85-year-old grandpa said when he was trying to Western Union his grandson money grandson money to get out of Mexican jail. Okay. So now everybody thinks that I'm getting scammed. By the way, S. Donnelly, 126, says, how can I listen to Zane? Done with FBHW finally. I have to remind myself to respond to that. That's the thing about me. It's so simple to find me. The internet is your friend. You just need to literally search my name, and it's all there. J-Dog Sparky says that cannot be Man Bun Chris. Megan says, JFC, did you see his last video with the fat guy? I don't know. Who are you talking about? I already forgot what we were referencing a second ago, so I don't even know what you mean. David adds, don't forget buying the same car more than once. Piano Fingerbanger says, Big Vet and Thor Motors have entered the chat. Mike in Vermont here, he had a question off subject, but when do you take back ownership of the fraud mobile? Okay, now wait a minute here. Are you talking about the car that I bought once, gave it to my daughter as a gift, and I want that car back, so I'm buying it back off of her? Or are you talking about the fraud bus that is in storage right now? I mean, I'm not sure what you mean, because the fraud bus, I never didn't have ownership of it. I just parked it. I think you mean the RV. Man Bun Chris says you have to be more specific on the bad investments here. Okay, there are no bad investments. Well, maybe one. Maybe the RV. Okay? But that isn't like because I did anything wrong. I was scammed. Badger writes, are you going to buy Jim's college twice? Chris in Buffalo says, is the NFK an investment? Alan asks, what do you call your truck again? The truck is the embellisher. Okay? And it runs fine. I take back ownership of the car supposedly in May. Look, I need a car. I need something to tow behind the bus. Why am I towing things behind the bus? Because I'm bringing the bus back. No one wants the bus. I try to sell the bus. No one's interested. Anyone who's interested is offering me. I'm already offering it at a deep discount. So the amount of money that I'm losing on this deal, I said, fuck it. I don't give a shit anymore. I'm taking it back out. Now, that will be happening coming up in the spring. When that happens, that's when we'll start weekends where I'm getting ready to take off in the bus to go up north or go somewhere else in the U.S. And I'll start that trip by saying, ladies and gentlemen, I am now venturing out on the fraud bus. And then when I get back, that's when the stories will start. Let's see. Man Bun Chris says, might be that Trevor who tried going after Hurricane Ashley. He's been sniffing around under different sock puppet accounts. What are you talking about? I don't know what's going on. You know what it is with the chat? I feel like the chat is its own personality, and I'm the last one in on it. Like, I don't even know what's going on half the time. You all have like this own, you're like a living, breathing entity that I can't really grasp. It might be time for a musical interlude.
Sacanagem, não precisa kill me.
He sounds like he's got like way too much spit in his mouth, particularly this point.
Não precisa kill. Não precisa kill. Não precisa kill. Não precisa kill me.
I like how those are all random moments in that clip and they're just smished all together, but the melody actually doesn't sound that different than the original.
Sacanagem, não precisa kill me.
What a fucking dork. Oh my God. I've unearthed several other clips there on the Bob's Barn Jam that I cannot wait to unpack with you. Nick in Houston is here. He says, I would not let that man near my children. Stevie says he's harder to understand than Eddie Vedder. Becca Shea says, sounds like someone else is saying, kill me in the background of that song. The thing about it is, yeah, he sounds like when you play a record backwards and you get a message.
Sacanagem, não precisa kill me.
Man Bun Chris is suggesting that sharp competition on Reddit may be Trevor. Yeah, Trevor is, he burns hot and bright. He supports me, and he, I think he means well, but I think he kind of, I think he gets into the sauce a little bit too heavily. And then things kind of get off the rails. It might be him. Tyler says, I forgot about that weirdo. So Trevor is catching strays. Now, I don't recall anything in particular other than there was like some kind of war going on between him and Ashley. And that's the thing. He burns hot and bright, and then he has to disappear for a period of time. People around here in the chat don't like that. We like everybody to be even keel. You can't go after people like that. If anybody's going to go after anyone, it's going to be me. I'm the only one that can do that. J-Dog Sparky says the post seemed a little mean, in my opinion. You mean the Reddit post? Oh, whatever. I don't know. Okay. Chris says, I like all three people in the audience on that video of Pellerito playing. Looks like a fog hat concert at the fair. Man Bun Chris says, Julius Marblemouth. Back to more insults. Jim, my son, needs to update the solar system since Pluto was kicked out. All right. Anyway, that's what's going on. Today is a busy day for me because I'll be dropping more coin over at Big Vet. It is another O'Neill oncology appointment like I talked about. As Piano Fingerbanger says, we really need to get Jim on the podcast to hear his side of the solar system fiasco. I think that might actually infuriate me. That's one that I've never gotten over, and I refuse to. Nick says, please call him now. All right, I will. I will do that for you because I love you all. You know he's working.
Your call has been forwarded to voicemail.
Okay, we'll have to schedule it. We will schedule it. And I'll get him on, and I'll say, son, this is what the audience is asking. So that's something to look forward to. All right, so today is Big Vet Day. And the last time I was there, man, that kind of caught me off guard because I went ahead and I brought him there, and I thought it was just like in and out, but it's not. You bring in O'Neill, and then they have to do whatever they do. Take some blood, analyze it, and then they determine that he's in remission. I want that to happen again. Like every 8 weeks, I go in there, and we do this again. And then they go, all right, he's free to go. Good news. We're going to keep fighting the good fight. Go ring the bell. You're in remission. Ring the bell. You're in remission. O'Neill's in remission. So O'Neill walks up. He rings the bell. And then I go to leave, and they go, hold on. If you ring the bell, you have to ring the bell there, and you have to key in the PIN. What is the PIN? From your bank account. Oh, okay. All right. Okay, that'll be $950. And I go, now I didn't want to be the guy who, when they said $950, goes, wait a minute. You know, you don't, that's not my thing. So I'm pretty sure that every time you go, it's another $950. So I, of course, as you know, I work very hard in creating what I do every day. And then when I'm not creating what I do every day, I am selling it. And that's what I do. So work, 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 sell, sell, sell. Money in and out it goes. RV, vet bills. So now it appears for the rest of O'Neill's days, every 8 weeks, ring the bell, enter your PIN, and there you know, boned forcibly by Big Vet. Am I complaining? Hell no. Hell no. Tyler says any vet bill under 4 figures is a win for EZ. Who was complimenting me about this? I think it was Trevor. Trevor, I think I had been in conversation with him, and Trevor looks to me for inspiration. He's really impressed with me, as he should be, as you all should be. And he says, the fact that you kick so much ass and you actually said that you were built for this. It's true. I was built for this. I would rather eat shit than put my dog under, allow my dog to go to the Rainbow Bridge. I've said this before. I will exhaust every avenue until it gets to a point where it's like, okay, and we got there with Benny. And then last week, I can't believe that even happened. Which, by the way, Benny's, he had this spot in the house where he had a bed. It's still there. There's a bed and his blanket, and it's a process. Every night, all 3 dogs that are not named Benny go into the bed in our room. Benny does not. Benny was always marching at the beat of a different drummer. He goes in his bed, and I have to go downstairs, and I would have to sing. That's right. I sing to Benny and then put a blanket on him. So I sing. And then it's time to go to bed. And that ritual has ended. The bed is still there. One of you asked, are the dogs missing Benny? I got a real indicator that they are. Because Darla never goes near that bed. Yesterday she did. In fact, I've got a picture of it. That is Darla in Benny's bed at the bottom of the steps with the blanket. They know. They freaking know. How sad is that? Frequently, I walk by there and I see that there's no dog in the bed, and I forget that he's gone. And my first thing that happens to me is I actually go, where is he? Because Benny would hang out there so much so, especially late in life, that if he wasn't there, I was like, where's Benny? So I can't tell you how many times I've walked by that damn bed and he's not there. And I'm like, oh, God, where is he? And then I'm like, he's not coming back. So that's tough. But you know what really inspires me and makes me feel good is the Eric Zane Show podcast plan at a ghost farm. And I think I might have coined that term. I will plant a ghost. Not plant a tree. I'm going to plant a ghost. The idea of Benny laying in the sun up north, which was his favorite thing to do. We're going to take those cremains and put them in there with a beautiful stone with a picture of him laying in the grass. And then get ready. I'm telling you, if I saw a ghost of a human, I'd probably throw an axe at it. But if I see a ghost of Benny the One-Eyed Wonder Dog, that's going to be the most joyful thing ever. And then I'm going to plant more ghosts. And we're going to have an absolute abundant crop of ghosts going forward. So when the weather turns, that will be happening. Megan says, I randomly walk into my parents' house and say, hey, Zoe, their 17-year-old Golden died 10 years ago. My God. Tyler says, when we take one dog to Big Vet for a checkup, the other loses her mind at home the whole time. I'm dreading the day when one of them doesn't come back. Tyler says Ghost Benny would have both eyes. Which reminds me, I got what was it yesterday? I got something, a nice AI rendition of Benny the One-Eyed Wonder Dog, me and my dad. But I don't know where it is. I'm sorry. Was it Robert? Yes, it was Robert. I think I found it. Robert sent this along. In memory of Benny, the One-Eyed Wonder Dog. So the AI has taken things from my life and things from my spot on social media and created a pirate ship on rough seas with my dad at the stern of the boat doing devil horns, wearing a suit coat and his red tie that he always wears, with Benny at the bow, with a hat of shit emoji and crossbones, smiling with an eye patch over his eye, and me in the water. Dad is saying, nice pants, guy. And Benny and I don't know why Benny is saying it, is saying, but I'm a kidney donor. Boy, AI is funky. But that's a fantastic version of Benny the One-Eyed Wonder Dog. And I don't know how this happens. Do you have to put in your own pictures and then tell AI to create it? How does that even work? In memory of Benny the One-Eyed Wonder Dog. Seriously. That is one for the ages. Is that Saint Gaslight in the water? No, it's me, you dummy. Why would Joe be in the water? Has Joe donated a kidney? All right. I'll take a quick break. I'll be right back. I need more coffee. Thank you again to all of you for being here and enjoying the first part of the show. There's a lot more where that came from. We have a lot to get to. This.
Nobody's killing me. I take me to titties right in the past. Nobody's killing me. I take me to titties right in the past.
One more time.
Nobody's killing me. I take me to titties right in the past.
Fucking idiot. How embarrassing. We need to let me check this out. This is from the actual show that Pellerito did. There's a nice shot of the belt loop carabiner with all sorts of keys. Now, some might suggest that those keys are the padlocks that have children or elderly guys like this dude back here in cages on the ranch there. And I can't agree with that. 100 people were polled, and 99 of them said that that's what those keys are for padlocks on cages, or like kennels where nude children and old men are. But I think that's nonsense. There's no way in hell that these keys on Pellerito's belt are used on locks to open and close locks that are padlocking children and the elderly in cages. Man Bun Chris says, Zane, that's rude. Those are just the cages for his hobby. Piano Finger Banger says, I'm starting to feel a little bad for making fun of a guy with a clear personality disorder.
Nobody's killing me.
Titties came to pass. Titties came to pass.
Titties ran to pass.
Titties went past.
Titties ran to pass. Titties ran to pass.
And then the look on the old timer here. This looks like a guy that should be chewing a giant wad of Red Man tobacco, wearing overalls, but no shirt, no shoes or socks, and he's wading through a river panning for gold. That's what this guy looks like. This is another image from the different angle, opposite, so that we don't see the carabiner with the keys, but we see Mike. And at this exact moment that this picture was taken, he was saying, titties come to pass.
Titties ran to pass.
Possibly a hostage, it says. We don't know. Chris in Buffalo says, actually, Piano Finger Banger says, show them titties and your ass. Show them titties and your ass. Tyler says, ready for them titties, ready for that ass. Chris in Buffalo says, Amanda's big old titties came past.
Titties ran to pass.
I don't think it's Amanda's big old titties came past.
Titties ran to pass.
Titties came past.
Titties ran to pass.
You know, it might just be that we're listening to that last clip. You probably need to hear all of that to get the full effect and maybe be able to decipher this.
Nobody's killing me. Titties ran to pass.
We haven't spent a lot of time on bye. He goes blah 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 bye. Oh my God. Stevie says, LOL, who did that? LOL, that's great. Who did that? To what are you referring to? The picture or the sound? Because if it's the sound, Mike did that. I went ahead and lifted 5 separate clips, all moments taken from Pellerito's audio of gibberish to give us this amazing supercut.
Nobody's killing me. Titties ran to pass.
Or are you referring to the image? Stevie says the image. That would be my handiwork. Rich says, he's saying my hobby's got a nice ass. Josh in Borculo says somewhere there it says kill me. I don't hear him saying kill me.
Suck it in, suck it in, little bit.
That sounded like suck it in, suck it in.
Little bit. Nobody's killing me. Nobody's killing me.
Kill me.
Nobody's killing me.
He might say it there.
Killing me. Killing me. Killing me. Killing me. Killing me.
All right. Pellerito's going to be there very soon again at Bob's Barn. Another live Bob's Barn jam on the internet. Tyler says if you play it backwards, you can hear kill me. I actually can quite easily flip this around. Reverse. This is what we've heard. Sounds the same.
Nobody's killing me.
That's what Man Bun Chris was asking. When are you going to play it backwards? There we are. The actual lyrics of the song are of catchy little tunes of hip 3-minute ditties. I want to bust all your balloons. I want to burn all of your cities. Really? Of catchy little tunes of hip 3-minute ditties. I want to bust all your balloons. I want to burn all of your cities.
Nobody's killing me.
Mike, I'm not really one to couch what I say. You just need to know. You are shit. You are absolutely, ridiculously awful. What you excel at when it comes to making me a hobby, you fail miserably in your singing and your playing. You are so bad at this. Tyler says, new show on Patreon. Who are these Stalkerito songs? Chris says, you wanted the best. You got the best. The hottest singer in the world, Pellerito. I saw one where he's singing a song to his mom. It was a Mother's Day gift. Now, I get it. But this was part of his new hobby, singing and playing guitar. And he made his mom sit in front of him, and then he shot video of it, and then he posted it. So it's a gift to mom, but what it really is, he's showing the world how great of a singer he is. The problem is he doesn't know that he sucks tons of dick when it comes to performing. So it's just so awkward. And he's sitting there warbling out some fucking song, and she's got a look on her face like, oh, my God, I should have swallowed you. Fuck me. If they had Plan B back in the 70s, I wouldn't have to sit through this bullshit. God damn. Okay. Moving on. A man in Easton, PA, the home of former heavyweight champion Larry Holmes, is in trouble. And this asshole, for some reason, I guess he doesn't like dogs.
Granger knows that as an HVAC.
And because he doesn't like dogs, he wanted to do everything he could to make it so that dogs wouldn't be walking on the streets of Easton, PA. So he did something horrible. Now, I just want you to know ahead of time, as far as we know, no dogs were harmed after this guy attempted to do what he attempted to do. But you will see he took pieces of sausage, like summer sausage, and use those as bait and put the summer sausage on fishing hooks and laid them all over the sidewalk so that puppy dogs would eat them. And he's been caught.
From pet owners tonight after police say they've caught the person who set out to intentionally hurt, possibly even kill area dogs.
Yeah, police say the man in custody put hooks in treats and then placed them on sidewalks around Easton for dogs to find. In fact, one dog owner actually tells us that her dog found one of these, could have been seriously hurt. 69 News reporter Amelia Sack is live outside of police headquarters
Amelia Sack
tonight with more on how this guy was caught. Amelia?
By the way, as soon as I saw this, I knew how he was caught.
Yeah, Rick and Wendy, it's been a very scary week for dog owners here in Easton, but police believe that they have caught the man who is behind it all.
I'm very thankful for the police department for what they did.
Dog owners in Easton are breathing a sigh of relief after police say they arrested
That is a cute-ass little dog.
the man accused of putting fish hooks in pieces of food and leaving them around the city.
Just crazy. It's insane, especially with my little girl here.
According to police, 47-year-old Joseph Janko Hudson of Easton was caught on camera dropping the pieces of food with fish hooks placed inside.
Her name's Luce. She's very friendly.
George McClellan and Lucy go on walks downtown often. He says he's been keeping an eye out and keeping his dog close.
It'd be heartbreaking to have anything happen there after she had 2 major surgeries, you know.
Hudson has a prior criminal history. In this case, he's facing 6 counts of animal cruelty and criminal attempt to commit cruelty. He's due in court at the end of February. It's unclear exactly how many pieces of food were dropped throughout the city. Police found several, but it's important over the next few days, few weeks, even if you're walking your dog in this area, definitely remain vigilant. In Easton, Amelia Sack, 69 News.
69. Amelia Sack, 69 News. It's fantastic. Yeah, I mean, my God. It's things like that that makes you wish that the penalty is punishable by death. And as soon as I saw this, I go, okay, I guarantee you he was caught on camera doing it. And as soon as that report came in, hey, this shit's going on. There's cameras everywhere. They'll find the guy actually doing it and then just work backwards. And then the next thing you know, they're banging on the door of the bad guy, in this case, Joseph Janko Hudson. Cole says, Big Vet dropping hooks everywhere. I don't think it's Big Vet doing it, dumbass. But, yeah, this guy's in deep shit now. And if you're in the community and you know who Joseph Janko Hudson is, I mean, this is horrible. This guy's life is effectively over at this point. Let's see. Is there anything more on this? I'm trying to look up this guy to see if we can actually establish some type of contact.
Breaking news out of Easton tonight. Police say that they have arrested a man that they are accusing of taking pieces of meat stuffed with fish hooks and throwing them on the ground throughout different areas downtown. Animal experts say that this can be very dangerous, even potentially deadly.
Yeah, I'm guessing we don't need to check in with an animal expert to learn that a fish hook being consumed by a dog or whatever animal is potentially very dangerous. Badger says seagulls would be way more entertaining. Yeah, I can't get behind any type of animals being harmed. Katani Gooch needs to join the 69 News team. So you'd have Gooch and Sack anchoring the news. Ben Glaze says that the reporter whose last name is Sack, her dad, Harry, is proud of her reporting. Harry Sack. Bob says that this is 15 minutes from him. in Easton. You should call a gas station downtown and get the pulse of the city. It's a great idea. Easton, PA gas station. Okay, let's see. Where are we going in Easton, PA? Okay. Okay, there is Phillipsburg. Lots of gas stations to visit. Let's check in with the local Shell station. Uh, 484-544-8530. Awesome start.
Hello. We can help you find another business in the area.
What the fuck? This is ridiculous. All right, maybe this one. This is my last attempt. This is all Chris's fault. The pulse of the city. I'm easily influenced, by the way. It's not going to work. By the way, Man Bun Chris, so glad you're here. I was chatting with him yesterday via text. Right now, his asshole just got a little tighter for reasons that I cannot say. Don't worry, your secret is fine with me. I will not tell everybody that you are becoming a woman. Try local Turkey Hill. No, I'm not going to do it. All right. Pulse of the City with Eric Zane. The sport of skeleton is one in the Olympics where you jump on a sled and you go ripping down the hill like the same courses like the bobsledders go on. And it's like huge amounts of speed, like 100 miles an hour. And you got to steer the sled and you got to have the fastest time and then you win. There's even two-man skeleton, which I forget how that even starts out. But they're like laying on each other. A dude from the Ukrainian team had, because they got to wear a helmet. A guy from the Ukrainian skeleton team. He's there. He's one of the best skeleton racers in the world. He's there in Italy to represent Ukraine. And there's a ton of Ukrainian athletes and coaches who have been killed since the war with Russia started. Side note, one of the hard-living liners up north was just killed, and they sent his body back home. I'm not even kidding you. A guy from the hard-living line in northern Michigan, Q100 listener, he woke up one day, and he's pissed off that the war between Ukraine and Russia is going on. He flew to Ukraine and took up arms and was helping them fight. And he was killed in action, and they just sent him home. Holy fuck. I'm just going to tell you that if my son decided that that's what he was going to do, I think I would intentionally harm him so that he couldn't go, like drug him and then amputate a leg or something. Kidnap him. There's no fucking way anybody close to me is going to go fight for another country. This is the stupidest thing I've ever heard in my life. I will say this. Ever since this year of politics has been happening, it's like the war in Ukraine doesn't exist. It's like the Gaza-Israel thing does not exist. Think about that. When's the last time you heard about any of these stories? Anyway, Vladislav Haraskevich, he has a helmet. His skeleton helmet has all the dead guys on it to honor their memory. And he asked if he could wear the helmet. And that's, to me, is the problem. You don't ask permission. You just do it and see if anybody notices. And if they do, just say, what? Oh, I didn't know. I mean, if you really want to get something by, what people don't know won't hurt them. Nobody gives a shit about the helmet. Okay? But he wanted to honor, like, the whole team is dead. He's the only Ukrainian athlete that is alive, this guy. So basically, the helmet is loaded with all these dead people, like their images. And I don't know if it's an image taken while they're massacred on the battlefield or if they're pictures of them not massacred. I'm guessing that the helmet had images of, like, blown up bodies. And that's why the International Olympic Committee has said you cannot wear this helmet. It's disgusting. Because, you know, they can get, the way technology is, they can put anything on a helmet. I've seen the goalie helmets for the Griffins, and they're fantastic. But he had, like, there was a liver and then a foot and then brains, destroyed limbs, and there was a penis, a mangled penis on there. There was some dead babies. And so the IOC said, no, you cannot, because he actually said, hey, can I wear this? Which is ridiculous. You never, ever ask for permission. You always just do it and then ask for forgiveness. It's so much easier. I live by this. You never, ever want to ask for permission because people think that they have to tell you no. Now, honestly, I don't want to see a helmet like that with all sorts of blood and gore on it. But for whatever reason, Vladislav Haraskevich had that helmet made out. Megan says it's super easy to find with Google, nothing gross on it. No, you're seeing the AI sanitized version. I saw that one too. That one has like faces of, you know, the fallen. But that's the sanitized Google AI version. If you were to type Hersikovich helmet, IOC, body parts, skeleton, unedited, raw, not AI, you will see this helmet, and it's bad. I think there's a couple of, you know how like when you get a grilled cheese and you cut it in half? There was a baby that got blown up, and it's actually, you know, like you, what do they call that? Spit cock a bird, splat cock, cock splat. When you cut the spine out of a chicken, the baby looked like that. Spatchcock. There was on the crown of the skeleton helmet a spatchcocked baby. And it's definitely not cock splat. spatchcock, which that's a weird term to begin with. The spatchcocked baby on the helmet. And I mean, who the fuck wants to see that? But he went ahead and said, do you mind if I wear my helmet of the deceased Olympic team? The whole team's dead. He's the only guy. You may have noticed that when the opening ceremonies were happening, the teams walk out, there's one guy, and it's this guy. And he's got the helmet under his arm. He's got this flag in his hand. He's crying. He's upset. And they're like, oh, here comes Igor Spichakevich. And that is his helmet with the spatchcocked baby and the limbs and the liver and the remains of all of the deceased athletes. He will be competing in skeleton. I wonder if he got approval to get that helmet done. I don't know. I hope he didn't say anything, because if he says something, I'm paraphrasing. It's almost exactly what they said when he came out, but that's how it is. So now this is an image of him crying in the car. When he was informed, like he showed up yesterday to get ready, and they said, sorry, you asked permission, and we told you that you cannot have that gory helmet. Your Ukrainian skeleton athlete, Vladislav Haraskevich, sits in the car after he was disqualified after rejecting the IOC's plea to not use the helmet that honors Ukrainian athletes killed in the war with Russia. So he's bummed out. He cannot compete. I mean, these Ukrainians have resolve. We've known that. What they say goes in their world. Like when the guy from northern Michigan showed up, they said, all right, welcome. You're on the front lines. Go charge. Charge the Russians. And the idiot said, of course. At first, he kind of was like, maybe I shouldn't do it. I'm not even a member of your country. And they said, fuck you. Go. And reach out to some more of your stupid hillbilly brethren in northern Michigan and send them here. And he said, okay, I will. Meanwhile, this guy is making the helmet. He's not even fighting in the battle. He is the only Olympian alive, and that's why he feels terrible. He did not fight in the war. He was practicing skeleton and just getting images of blown-up remains to put onto the stupid helmet. Piano Finger Banger said, can he just get a different helmet? No. Well, that's the thing. Ukrainians are stubborn. All right? These are stupid, stupid people. Stupid, stubborn people. He wanted spatchcock child on the helmet. They said, no, you cannot wear the bloody remains of the child on your helmet. You cannot have that. You got to put on a different helmet. And he said, I'm not doing it. And they said, well, then you are disqualified. We can't have spatchcock child on TV on your stupid helmet. I wish I had an image of it here. Let me see if I can actually. Let's see. The decision drew immediate condemnation from officials in Ukraine. Sports shouldn't mean amnesia, and the Olympic movement shouldn't help stop wars. Should help stop wars, not play into the hands of the aggressors, said Ukraine President Volodymyr Zelensky on social media. Unfortunately, the decision of the International Olympic Committee to disqualify Ukrainian skeleton racer and our only athlete, because the rest are dead, Vladislav Herkasevich, says otherwise. All right, I am right now, as we speak, taking the time to get the gory helmet. And some of you may be triggered by this, but I think it's in our best interest to show it. Trying to get a good close-up of it so we can see. Okay, all right, this is it. I'm sorry for any of you that are affected by this. Okay, right here on the front, this is a chick. And you can just see her shoulders and head. And that's what they found. That's what they found. This guy here is he's a farmer, and he's holding a shovel over his head, and they found his body from the belly button up, still holding the shovel. This Ukrainian athlete here, what the fuck? This Ukrainian athlete appears to be naked, and again, they were finding a lot of torsos and heads. Now, this is a bad view because you don't see spatchcock baby. And this might be sanitized by AI, I'm not sure. But I think that these are all just torsos and remains. All the athletes that were murdered, they look to be posed beautifully for the imagery right here. And the IOC said no. Bread Bull Brain Chris says, just Google cock splat child. I'm sure that will come up with the right picture. You know, it's not cock splat. I thought it was cock splat, but it's spatchcock. All right. Incredible story. Before we continue, I want to shout out some of my great sponsors that help make this show possible. Specifically, Kuiper Tree Care. Online at kuipertreecare.com, 616-828-8225. If you got a tree and you want to get rid of it, this is who you call. Call or text 616-828-8225 for Kuiper Tree Care. They'll get rid of the tree. They'll grind the stump. Let's say you just want to trim some trees. They'll do that for you. They did that for me once. They've also gotten rid of an unwanted tree. It was a tree that I tried to cut down myself, and I almost cut my foot off. Those Asian pears are a disaster. Anyway, 616-828-8225. Thank you to Impact Power Sports. They have Yamaha golf carts there. They have ATVs, UTVs, motorcycles, e-bikes, scooters, go-karts, dirt bikes. Oh, God, they've got it all. Plus a full service department. If you need any of your existing gear maintained or worked on, Impact Power Sports, online at impactpowersportsmi.com in Rockford, Michigan. Merchant Automotive, they work on Duramax diesel engines and Allison transmissions on your truck. Merchant-automotive.com. This is why when you're with your elderly loved ones, you need to be careful. And this might be an old clip, I don't know, but I'm just seeing it right now. But what we have here is at an airport, and the elderly person thinks that the conveyor belt that goes into the back where the baggage goes, so you give them your bag at baggage, and it's going to go onto the plane. And then the baggage goes on that conveyor belt into the back there, and some guy's going to take it and throw it on the plane. The elderly person here thinks that this is a moving walkway and gets on it. And no one even notices. This made me actually sad when I saw this because I thought of my father. Absolutely possible for my dad to do this. There's no sound to it, but you see old-timer making his or her way. I think it's a her. Look at these guys. She's on her phone. This chick's sitting right next to her. This lady's saying, all right, I wonder where my mom is. She's on the fucking belt. There she goes. Starts moving, and then boom, she's gone. They still, now last second they figure it out. They're like, hey, she's gone. Oh, my God. You got to be careful. I think that if you had to compare the vigilance that you have to have with the elderly to with small children, I think that the elderly, it's more risky than it is with children because some of the little kids, they're just getting their feet about them. The elderly can still move fairly well in some cases. Not my dad's case. Cole says, is she okay? No, she's gone. They threw her on the plane. They never found her. They sent her to Ukraine to fight. Piano Finger Banger is here. He says, my 75-year-old uncle just fell and shattered his femur. You know, sometimes the femur shatters and then they fall. Megan is here. She writes, you know, I've always wanted to see what is back there. Yeah. That doesn't surprise me with you. Black Belt Nick says, I worked at a company that designed airport conveyors. Those things are crazy dangerous. By the way, we are nearing 1 year, maybe to the day, since we sat together at the special hockey game for the Patriot Cup at Patterson Ice Center. You were running the scoreboard. I was at PA, and to our right was, what is his name again? Austin? Ashton? Boston? Clive. Dakota, that's it. Dakota, who was the goalie for the special hockey team. He is 100% sharp as a tack in the brain, but his body is racked by the effects of cerebral palsy. But this dude is awesome. Nick says they are finalizing the date for this year. No, it's finalized because they reached out to me. I am the public address announcer for the special hockey game, which features people on the ice who don't get a chance to play like regular organized youth sports or high school sports. And the good folks for the Patriot Cup make this a possibility, and I'm pretty sure they have a whole fucking season that they play. And one of the big events is the playing for the 2026 Patriot Cup. Now, I know that Black Belt Nick's son loves hockey, but I don't know if he's going to be playing in it yet. Sunday, March 29th. Now, you are all invited to be there for this. That is a Sunday, as I said, March 29th from 3 to 5 p.m. I suggest you get tickets. You can get them at the door. That's what you do. You show up there. I'll be talking about it leading up to it. And then you get to see this awesome unified event because you got kids that are like in the schools that normally play hockey at the high school level. They're out on the ice, and they're now the teammates of these special athletes who otherwise wouldn't get a chance to play. So you'll see the kids, and I will be ringside. And Nick, will you be there? Because that's like getting the old crew back together. And it'll be 1 year, another year under the belt of Cerebral Dakota. And we got to find out if he's slaying Poon over at Hope. Because I said to him, I go, Dakota, so 1 year in the books at Hope, are you slaying puss? What's happening? And then because nobody talks to him the way I talk to him. And I like to make Dakota feel like one of the boys. And I'm like, you got to tell me what the scenario is going on with the level of Poon at Hope. And he gets bent out of shape because he's like, he tells me in the way he talks, which his voice is completely palsified. Now, I can understand him because I speak palsy, but then he types it out on the fucking machine, too. And I'm like, oh, my God, they all got boyfriends. Fuck. Megan says, "Oh, Easy goes to this game. Cool. Yeah. I'm the MC." Stevie says, "Will there be alcohol?" I don't know. I think there might be. Nick might know. Yeah, I think they do serve. Yeah, that's right. This is one of the rare rinks that they have booze, so that is a good thing. Megan says EZ goes to this game as opposed to Eric Zaitunian. Well, that's the thing. On the mic, I'm Eric Zaitunian. But in the booth, I'm EZ. But I will heckle the shit out of these kids. Unified sports is all about equality. And I am very much all about equally bashing these athletes. I don't care if they've got one leg. I don't care how tightly the umbilical cord was wrapped around their throat. You're going to get it right between the eyes from me. All right? I'm going to drop the elbow on you if you get a beautiful no-look pass and you fan. If you trip over the blue line, I'm gunning for you. And that's how it should be when it comes to unified sports. You have to heckle these folks. That is part of the life essence of the game of hockey, chirping. Anyway, March 29th should be good. I just sent out an entire trove of orders of the Eric Zane Show podcast, stale beer and cold wings defector hoodie. And I just put them on sale. They were $42. If you were thinking about buying a hoodie, well, right now, I just took $10 off. And it varies. I can't do it all the time. But for the next 2+ days, you can get the Defector hoodie in any one of 8 different sizes from small to 5XL for you fat bastards like Kyler. For just $32. It was $42, now $32. And you can get it in all sorts of different colors. There are 8 different colors to choose from. I don't know which one is my favorite. This one is charcoal heather. I really like this. But then there's a light heather. Vintage heather. For some reason, I really like the colony blue. This is navy. This is cream. That looks great, too. I like that one. Burgundy is beautiful. Black just rocks. And then sport green also pops. This is great. You have 2 days and 14 hours and 40 minutes to get the Eric Zane Show podcast Defector hoodie. If you want in, all you need to do is if you're watching the live stream, I will post the link right now. And by the way, thank you to Shoreliner Striping. They have made this possible by sponsoring the hoodie. There you go. I just put the link into the chat of the show. And if you want it, you're listening to the audio podcast later on, you can click on the link in the show notes and off you go. Also, I've got a number of other designs that are there that you might be interested in. Shop. You can even get a pair of socks, for God's sake. Man Bun Chris asks Nick if he's coming to pinball. He says, I'm planning on it. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm glad you reminded me, Man Bun Chris. February 21, which is a week and 2 days away at Pinball Land, we are all getting together. All right? 1 p.m. at the Corner Bar. I just found out like a week ago that there is some dog shit radio show called Free Beer and Hot Wings. Couple of guys with big contrived voices telling bad jokes. Was hilarious in the wrong way, says Lorenzo. Lorenzo's on the YouTube stream, I believe. I see you there. Maybe it's Facebook. Welcome. Nick is bringing the whole family again to Pinball Land join us at 1 p.m. We're going to get together for a late lunch at the Corner Bar in Rockford. And then we walk down the street smoking Newpos and march into Pinball Land for a midday pinball orgy, number 3 at Pinball Land. You go in, you give Ryan $10, and you play for an hour. Now, I always say $9 because that's what it says on the website, but for some reason it's always 10 when I go there, and I haven't gotten the nerve up to say, why do you charge 10 when it says 9? What the hell? Anyway, if you want 2 hours, it's $15, and the whole day it's $20 at Pinball Land, vintage arcade, wall-to-wall pinball machines and stand-up video games. Oh my God, you will have so much fun. Cole says, aren't you supposed to kick YouTube and Facebook and kick out? Yes, but I forgot to, and I don't have that much show left to do, so I don't even care. I'll do it tomorrow. Sometimes I get on a roll on this show, and I'm like, it's just too much fun. Man Bun Chris says, it's crazy. Shoreliner Striping sponsored your gear, and your show is the same size as the Bigot Bunker. Yeah, I think that was probably the most offensive thing that I've seen or heard. Pellerito ridiculed my mother's death. He ridiculed and rooted for the passing of Benny the One-Eyed Wonder Dog. But the thing I'm most offended by is, what the fuck is his name? That fat fuck. Jamingo suggesting that we have the same size audience. That is probably what upset me the most. It's like, you fucking idiot. Have you lost your fucking mind? All right. There was a crack about Tyler that I wanted to get to. Tyler is very, very shy, and whenever we have our events at Pinball Land, rather than showing up at the corner bar ahead of time to have a bite to eat and maybe a drink, and then we walk over together, he's so scared of people that he just goes to Pinball Land and keeps to himself and waits for us to arrive. Nick says his new name is Shyler. Holy shit. Why haven't we thought of that ahead of time? That is such an easy joke and amazing. Shyler? We had called him Spooky Tyler, but Shyler that's fantastic. Shyler? I think if I had to choose between hanging out with a known racist or a shy person, I would hang out with a racist. That's how much shy people annoy me. I can't talk to people because it's spooky. And he's got like a job where he has to interact with people all the time. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Yeah, it gives me anxiety. I'm a millennial. If I talk to anybody, I need to be medicated. I have to shoot heroin before I go anywhere. Shut the fuck up. So we're going to beat the shit out of him when we see him next time, because that's how it was. I walked into Pinball Land last time, and we had like north of 30 people at the corner bar, and we all walked down as a group. And we walk in, and there's Shyler. I'm like, what the fuck, man? They don't want to talk to people. It's scary. Oh. God. Let me just tell you this. If you do that again, the group is going to physically beat your ass. Okay? We're going to beat your ass, and the women are going to sit on your face until you drown in audience member love juice. He says, I get more access to the games before you a-holes fill the place up. Fucker, like it or not, You are a star on this chat, you dumb cock. God. All right. This next bit of content is going to feature the N-word with a hard R. I'm just getting that out of the way now. I'm not saying it. But this babe who does an HGTV show, and she's from Michigan, Nicole Curtis, is the star and producer of HGTV's Rehab Addict. So, hot chick who rehabs homes. She is a beauty. I think she's a little bit older, too. I think she's in her 40s, which, 40s is the new 20s. Like, if you're 44 now, that's 24. She's 49, actually. 49 is 29. Did you ever notice that when you see images of, like, your parents when they were 29, they look like they're 69? With the way people take care of themselves, people look more attractive at a much older age. Now, that's not me, and I would say that a lot of you fall into that category. But this chick's a smoke show. And now she's screwed. HGTV has pulled it. It's done. And she's being canceled. She used the N-word with a hard R. And I had to find this video because in the story, it doesn't say it. So I was checking out the story, and I'm like, what? I wonder what happened. Clip was posted Wednesday. Curtis is upset. She's working on something in the house that she's rehabbing. And she said, quote, "Oh, fart slur. Oh, fart slur." And I went, what is that? I don't even know what's supposed to go there. I've never heard somebody say, "Oh, fart slur." I think she made up just a random phrase. And I found out after the fact, she said, "Oh, fart N-word." In the video, she immediately reacts and asks the crew member to cut the video. She said, "What the fuck is that I just said? Nick, can you kill that?" She says. The undisclosed crew member named Nick responds that it was caught on camera, and she said, "Oh, fuck my life." Well, it is fucking her life. She's in big trouble now. New episodes of her show, Rehab Addict, were set to air on Wednesday. HGTV said, "No go. We're pulling the show." Not only is language like this hurtful and disappointing to our viewers, partners, and employees, it does not align with our values, said HGTV. A spokesperson from Curtis's team sent a statement to the Detroit News saying Curtis is deeply saddened by the hurt her words have caused. Now, that's a lie. She needs to say, "Yeah, I use that word, and everybody needs to get over it." Because to me, that's less offensive than these types of apologies that are only said because they got caught. Quote, "She takes full responsibility for their impact regardless of context. What occurred was a clear slip of the tongue, a mistaken version of one of her well-known expressions spoken after 17 hours of physically demanding work and very little sleep. Even so, she understands that intent does not erase impact, and she is truly sorry." She's been doing the show for like 14 years. This is the 9th season of it, so this has been a cash cow for her. Now, I am going to play the clip. And she does say it with a hard R. So I want you to prepare yourself. Some of you, if you hear this, I know what's going to happen. You're going to lose your minds. Okay, here it goes. You've been warned.
Why? It's my last one. Oh, fart nigger. What the fuck is that I just said? Hey, Nick, you gotta, can you kill that? No, I got 35 minutes. I can't kill it. Oh, fuck my life.
Okay.
Why? It's my last one. Oh, fart nigger. What the fuck is that I just said?
Okay, her reaction was maybe she has never used that word before. But I don't know if that's going to convince anybody. I think in this day and age that if you say it, I mean, we are all every day walking on a razor's edge. Like if I accidentally said that right now, nobody is going to believe me when I say that I accidentally said it. Nobody. I'm dead. But I am 100% convinced that I will never do that. Man Bun Chris says Maureen is ready. Shyler says Maureen is excited. Megan, there you go. I mean, you don't drop that out of the blue. Alan says, holy big one. Bread Bull Brain Chris says that was a little too easy rolling off the tongue. David says, who says that? Clown of Carnage, great point. She forgot to blame AI. And then Murder Lover Linda says she said that before. Alan says, crystal clear exactly what she was trying to say. All right, she probably says it all the time, right? Man Bun Chris, she should blame it on her co-host like that radio guy did with the pumpkin patch dude. 100%. Blame Ben Glaze. I'm telling you, somebody is going to drop the AI defense before too long. I know I would have done that. I would have just said AI. AI did that. Somebody's trying to, I don't know who did it. It's AI. Nobody knows about AI, but they know that that happens. Okay? They know that some crazy shit exists through AI. So did she do it? Does she use that word all the time? 100%. Does that mean she's a racist? No. Will you lose your job if you do that? Yes. 10 out of 10 times. Can you blame AI? Yes. Should you? Yes. So we're all on the same page. When I say the N-word with a hard R, know that I'm going to say it's AI. And I will get away with it. So, when I start to incorporate that into the regular show, that's what we'll be doing. I'm not saying I am doing that, but if it ever happens, AI. She's the age to have been singing along with Tupac in her car as a teenager. Murder Lover Linda says, my lovely sister is not in the chat to defend herself. By the way, I saw another, there's a few more black people that I'm following online right now that are just making me laugh so hard. It's dad and his two kids, and the whole family's black people. And the two kids are constantly trying to piss the dad off. And the dad is the type of dad who, he talks to them like he's somebody's going to kick their ass on the street. And it's all about black people using the N-word. We've talked about this. The multi-talented Becca Shea, whose husband is black, made it very clear to us that black people using it is a term of endearment. But this guy's pissed off and wants to kick his kids' asses. His usage of it is one of the funnier things I've seen. I don't have it in front of me, but perhaps on the Patreon or for another show, I will feature some of these guys because I've been watching so many of these videos of this family. Maureen is here. She says, I just jumped. Hey, I just jumped on. Heard you were talking about me in the chat, Tyler and Chris. Yeah. We know you're a big fan of this show on HGTV where the chick uses the N-word. All right, folks, thanks to Frank Fuss. He helped one of the audience members just recently get into an insurance policy. I don't want to say who or why because I was told it's sensitive. But, again, Frank to the rescue. Go to appointmentwithfrank.com if you are in between jobs or you're starting a new job and your insurance hasn't kicked in yet. That's what's going on with this one particular audience member. Started a new job, insurance doesn't kick in for a little bit. Have to get a policy through Frank. Go to appointmentwithfrank.com, book some time, and get after it. It's free. Frank never gets paid by you. He gets paid by insurance companies. Appointmentwithfrank.com today. It is time for the asshole of the day. I had to look up her name because I already forgot it. But yesterday, it was the hyperbaric chamber operators. Today, though, it is the lady who we finish up the show with. That's right. It has to be Nicole Curtis is your asshole of the day on today's Eric Zane Show podcast. Just like that, a career up in smoke. It's a little sad, frankly. Stevie says, dog guy for sure. Ooh. Yeah, that's a good one. All right, this is a rarity where we remove an asshole of the day and replace it with another asshole of the day. Guy who took dog treats and put fish hooks into the dog treats is much more of an asshole than Nicole Curtis. That would be Joseph Janko Hudson from Easton, PA, is the asshole of the day. Thank you for correcting me. Your support is immeasurable. I appreciate you. Think about my Patreon. Yeah, so maybe buy a hoodie and sign up for the Patreon. That's right, Patreon, where I have new material going up daily on there. My apologies for missing the Big Fraud episode this week, but we will do it next week with Ben Glaze. Thank you so much for being here today. And I will talk to you a little later on Patreon. If not, if I miss you there, I will catch you on the free podcast tomorrow. Thanks, folks, and bye-bye.
And 3 minute titties straight up her ass. Sucking it, nobody's killing me. And 3 minute titties straight up her ass. 3 minute titties straight up her ass. 3 minute titties straight up her ass. 3 minute titties straight up her ass.